Welcome back to the TI4 European Qualifiers presented by Monster. This is the Grand Finals. VP versus Mouse Sports, and VP took game one, surprisingly. I think we can all agree on that. My name is Sunsfan, joined by Cinderwin, otherwise known as Cinderin, otherwise known as Cinderfeederwin. You have a lot of,
That's
nicknames.
a new one, actually.
Cinderfeederwin?
Yeah.
Feederwin? Whatever.
That's also new. Okay, go on.
Okay, we can get back into the band picks because this is just going horribly.
Yep.
As per norm with my
every
introductions.
single Suns fan intro, just get off the screen. There we go.
Hashtag professionalism from Dota Cinema. So, Mouse Sports versus Virtus Pro, bans out quickly. What?
I just love seeing this first phase pick from VP. They stole Mouse Sports' first picks.
Absolutely.
Completely
That's
snatched
so
them.
true.
So
well, we're not going to see Bat Rider as expected. We are going to see Nature's Prophet, but like you said, on the opposite team. Although I shouldn't say opposite team. Both teams are playing this hero to death.
yes. And Mouse, let's see, who had the first pick in this game? So
I can never tell.
Well, it's hard to keep track of sometimes. Okay, so Mouse Sports would have had the first pick in this game, right? Ban. Yeah. So Mouse had the first pick, and they took Mirana. So they gave away AA Profit to VP, and then their follow-up pick was Bane, which is, of course, a great classic lane combination coming out from Mouse Sports. But they'll be playing against their own strategy, which I don't know if is this a strength or a weakness. They know how good it is, but at the same time, they should know how to play, like how they would play against
You say that
against their own
now,
strength.
but I feel like sometimes giving a team the taste of their own medicine is the best thing to do. So, I mean, we'll see. It is Mouse Sports after all, so I don't know exactly what that means, but
No, they've been dominating the whole
Right.
tournament, so why wouldn't they win against their own strat?
I don't know. I feel like if I take other sports into account, like I don't want to get into. I'm going to give up some terrible examples here. But in basketball, if there's a running team, such as the Phoenix Suns back in the day, anytime you put a running team against them, they actually do worse because they're not used to playing against it. Okay, moving on. So, bans of the second phase are not complete. Invoker, Razor taken out. Actually, it's not quite complete. It's Darkseer is the first.
basketball.
Do you know what basketball is, Cinderwin? Do you know how to dribble a basketball between your legs?
You can't do it with both hands at once. I remember that much.
I can picture it. Now, actually, that should have been the video introducing you to
Someone
America.
tries American sports. I'm a mean quarterback. Trust me.
I cannot picture that. Actually, you do have the height for it, but
Yeah.
that's about it, unfortunately. But Darkseer is going to be banned out for Virtus Pro. So this is a kind of a global strat we've been seeing mostly from Mouse Sports, but Ancient Apparition, Nature's Prophet, everywhere, wherever they want to be. Of course, Nature's Prophet needs to couple it with somebody else, and I think Nyx Assassin is pretty damn good, but of course that would mean it would have to be a support in this case, unless you want to put NP mid, which isn't the most common thing anymore.
No, and VP are Radiant, and they put Prophet offlane every single time with
Yeah.
Arsart on Radiant. And the reason that's so good is that, of course, we've talked about it 200 times. Radiant offlane is better because it's easier to get experience. You have more things to play around with the big pull, etc. And at the same time, Prophet is that kind of offlaner where, should the enemy team choose to run an aggressive trial lane against you, you can always pull the Prophet card, and he can TP down there and outnumber the opponent. So when there is a Prophet offlane, it kind of puts pressure on the enemy team to not aggressive trial lane at the same time. So it's like multi-purpose. He's a good offlaner. He's a good mid-game hero. Does great split pushing.
Ooh.
And then you can go for a greedier safe lane, which I don't feel like VP are doing by any means here. AA Wraith King is a terrifying combination.
It
Really,
is.
really strong.
Yes.
But they can go for a greedy carry if they want. Maybe they think something like a Spectre together with the Prophet and AA. It's definitely within the realm of possibility here.
Well, they also have the possibility of just putting
I
this
know.
tri-lane top against Mirana.
Yeah, and then putting the Prophet on the safe lane. That's another
Right.
opportunity.
I mean,
they have.
but Mirana Bane, I feel like against Nature's Prophet, I guess it depends on how the lane shapes up, but as long as you have tree ants,
That's
you're
true.
not going to get arrowed, which is the big deal.
Very good point.
I mean, anytime it's a 2v1 or even a 3v1, the Mirana Bane is something to be feared. And Puck, in all likelihood, will... We've been seeing him offlane, actually, a lot lately. I don't know if that's going to be mid or not. But
I think it's a mistake not putting Fata on this hero. He is so incredibly
That's why I'm
good at
assuming
Puck.
it's going to be mid.
And he plays it mid every single time. He is a fantastic tempo controller on that hero. I don't think it's an overstatement saying he's one of the 3 best puck players in the world. It is his trademark hero.
Who are the other two?
Who else can you bring up?
S4? Dendi?
S4 is really good. I think Ferrari is very good when he plays well. So is Dendi. It's a kind of hard one to play.
sounds like
Mushi also plays an
So
amazing
that
puck,
sounds
but
like a top 5.
yeah.
Just
but
saying.
Let's take that pool of 5 players. I would
Right.
put Fata in top 3. But
Okay.
how to place the others will be
Right.
hard. But
All
he's
right,
really
fair
good.
enough, fair enough.
Also, this game, Puck seems good so far. There's no really... The things that Puck struggles against is single target silences that are instant or something like that, but projectile stuns are very easy to dodge with phase shift, such as the Wraithfire Blast.
Yeah.
And Prophet has nothing on Puck at all the whole game, pretty much, until he gets either Orchid or Hex. And AA has nothing on puck either. So I like this pick a lot from Mouz. And Dragon Knight
Interesting.
going to be the choice here from VP. Tanky frontliner.
DK versus puck. Who do you favor?
Probably. This is one of the lanes where I think puck has an advantage. Historically, he would be winning it by more than he does now. I think Dragon Knight players have become better at just mechanically playing the lane. I will still give Mouz a little bit of an edge in that lane, although Dragon Knight is on the Radiant mid lane, which is a little bit easier as far as dodging ganks. And there is, again, always the profit factor, which is when we see these qualifiers and we see a team like Newbie starting to pick up profit again in China, you just wonder where he went, because he seems to have massive success in every single game we've seen him play, pretty much. The games where he loses, I don't feel like it's Profit's fault. It's just the overall game plan or the way the game is running, right? So good to see that hero back.
Rubik's coming for somebody. I think it would work on either team, to be honest. Some good steals from both sides. I mean, you get a guaranteed stun if you steal from Wraith King every single time. Poor guy can't really avoid that in any way. Unless you get a Lincoln's, I guess, to prevent that, but that's not going to happen. Who do you think Virtus Pro... Let's see. They have Dragon Knight mid, Wraith King, Ancient Apparition. So they either go for a jungle or a second support in that lane with Wraith King. A Sand King would be very nice, I feel like. But that hero, for whatever reason, add that to Shadow Demon as heroes that have just completely dropped off the scene. And Viper.
Man, the timing in the studio for this was awesome. So the moment Viper gets picked, the people outside the room were just yelling, "Whoa!" But it has nothing to do with the Viper pick. And if Fear was yelling, it was definitely not him.
That would be projectile vomit inside the studio.
Yeah, he's actually yelling inwards.
Something like that.
Yeah. So Viper will be the pickup for Mouz.
So this is a puck off lane.
Perhaps. Or it's an aggressive trial lane with Viper safe lane.
Okay,
putting a lot of pressure on the Prophet. It's a great hero against Prophet. Of course, you've got the corrosive skin against the Treants. You've got great last hit damage against Prophet if you level up the Nether Toxin. You can generally just put pressure on him because Prophet doesn't have too much to fight back with. I wouldn't say it's a free win lane for Viper because Prophet is actually decent against Viper on the very early levels with the Treants, but if you get off to a decent start because of safe lane advantage, you can get pretty strong in that lane. So we'll see what Mouz decide to do. I could also imagine the Viper just being mid to counter Dragon Knight, right?
Yeah, it could be. But then that means puck off lane. Well, I guess he still could go aggressive try with Mirana, Bane, and whoever is yet to be picked.
And safe lane the puck, that's true. Could do that.
I don't know why I'm feeling Rubik, but I'm feeling... okay. I said this before. It's not going to happen this time. I said this before the game. I woke up this morning. What time did we wake up? Like, we woke up at 1 a.m. That's our sleep schedule now. And I felt like this series, we would see an Omni Knight.
If there is,
I don't know why.
It's Virtus Pro. Omni Storm.
It's not going to happen this game. But it's going to happen, guys. And then the other team's going to pick Shadow Demon and get an Aghanim Scepter, and they're going to win. And then we're never going to see Omni Knight again, as long as we live. But that's for another game, because they already have their mids.
Ooh.
Silencer!
See,
okay.
I'm wondering if Virtus Pro's mentality going into the series was, we're the underdogs, we'll go for whatever we feel like, right? And then hopefully it's good enough, because they're pulling out something new every single game. Silencer, I don't know if they've picked it previously in the tournament, maybe once or twice, but we haven't seen them playing it in the playoffs, and now suddenly they play the Silencer card, which is really good against Puck and Bane. They haven't played it in the qualifiers at all, we're being told by Brian, so really interesting to see that Silencer come out here. Global Silence versus Puck, a great way of ganking him. Bane, it's an instant counter to Fiend's Grip across the entire map. It's really, really nice.
You know what I would really prefer here? I would prefer Silencer to be the one, actually.
Yeah,
Wraith
we might
King
see that.
as the secondary support, because he eventually gets levels, he eventually gets farm, and well, then again, AA in a lot of cases is always the 4.
And you got your Rubik.
And we're going to see Rubik, and some easy steals, I feel like.
It's really hard to steal Global Silence.
Of course. You got to get a BKB, okay, on Rubik. Use it just as Global Silence is used. Hopefully he doesn't use Curse of the Silent in the meantime. Yeah, this
like
should
the
be
hardest spell steal in the whole game, I
Yeah.
think, is Global Silence. So
For sure.
not expecting him to get that, but it is Illidan on the Silencer. I'm such a big fan of this. I love seeing carry Silencer. I think it's I don't want to say it's an overlooked way of playing the hero, because we've seen Alliance actually pulling it out not too long ago with Axe Refresher on Loda. We'll see if that's going to be Illidan's build this game, but...
So I do have to say before we get started here that, praise the Lord, there's no Treant Protector.
That's true.
How do you feel about that?
Was he banned?
Yeah, I think he was banned.
Banned?
One of the first couple bans here. So let's go over the lineups real quick. So looking at Virtus Pro, NS playing the Wraith King in the 4 position, I guess we'll call him. Illidan on the 1, Silencer. Jotum, or JOTM, whichever you prefer, on the Ancient Apparition. God is going to be playing the Dragon Knight mid. And last but not least, Arsart, of course, on Nature's Prophet.
Oh god, that hat is so hideous.
Don't tell that to Robo. He made it. I love Robo.
Mouse Sports, we've got all 5 moving out together in a ball of smoke. Misery will be playing as the Rubik. He's had some stellar performances on that hero in the tournament so far. Pass, one of his trademark heroes, the Bane. Fata will be playing as Viper, a good dominating hero mid, which means he's not playing the puck, interestingly enough. That will be played by MSS, and finally Pycat on arguably one of his 2 best heroes, Mirana. I guess his number 1 is still.
Well, we should just, it's the top 2 heroes he's been playing. I feel like Pycat, you can't really ban for him, because are you really going to ban Mirana and Nature's Prophet in the first round?
He also plays a lot of other heroes anyway.
Well, that's the thing. Like, even if you do that, Pycat has been known to be, even though he's not playing mid, but we've seen how flexible the lineup is overall with all these star players. But he was known not too long ago as one of the best invokers in the world. So he can play several heroes to a very high degree. And that's why this, I feel like, even though they're somewhat predictable in a lot of ways, Mouse Sports is when they're pick banning, you can't ban for Pycat, and he takes over games into the late stage.
Yep.
So, Illidan, Silencer, 1 roll. I'm excited.
Yeah, so am I. And he's going to run into a pretty hard lane, though. It's going to be aggressive trial lane here from Mouz. It's a triple range lane with Rubik Bane, which I'm actually not sure how strong this lane is, to be honest. If the moment VP realizes it's an aggressive try, they're going to rotate down the supports. They're actually going to start off in the mid with a lot of pressure on Fata. They might actually get him.
Oh, look how slow they're attacking thanks to the chilling touch, but it might not matter. 2 more right clicks to go. First blood going the way of actually Ancient Apparition, surprisingly enough. But either way, first blood goes the way of Virtus Pro. Something I want to mention, that Jodam on the Ancient Apparition is being played as the 5 role. So other than the first blood, I don't feel like this is a hero that's going to be getting Aghanim Scepter in all likelihood, which is something we've seen a lot in this tournament. But that's a lot of times is because Treant is the 5, and Ancient Apparition is the 4.
It's very true. But yeah, I don't know if he needs it this game. I think NS, when he gets farmed, the Wraith King has been really powerful too, when he gets the Blade Mail into either Blink or something like that. That's
getting the Nightmare out to... Arrow's going to completely miss. Misery's going to be the brunt of the damage here from the Wraith Fire Blast. The right clicks from Illidan probably not going to be enough. His NS is in a lot of trouble. Right clicks continuing. Pycat might get the last hit. He is. And now VP... All right, I'm in all likelihood have to run away here. I'm not sure why they're being so aggressive. Jodam's going to go down as well, this time to Bane.
Yeah,
so big blunder here for VP. Getting over-aggressive.
I don't know if Chilling Touch was on cooldown or if he didn't have enough mana for it. He must have had mana. He's used it once in this game, but they didn't use that until very, very late. And you're right, NS might
Wraith Fire Blast now on Pycat.
They're not
and
get
no
here.
follow-up because, well, actually here we have Telekinesis Illidan taking some damage. NS has no mana to speak of, and again, this time Bane using the Brain Sap to finish him off. And this tri-lane's a disaster.
What's interesting about this is I would have favored VP's tri-lane because what Mouz has is that they have Telekinesis and Nightmare, so they have setups for Arrow. But it's just so easy to avoid him. We saw that in the first fight down here where they just took the Nightmare off with another hero and the Arrow missed. VP could have backed out. They could have been like, okay, Nightmare Arrow wasted, let's go farm. But instead they committed into those 3 heroes without Chilling Touch ready, and they ended up losing 3 heroes in this exchange overall, so really important for Mouz.
I feel like they got a little bit overconfident with that first blood, which went the way of Ancient Apparition, which I feel like, even if you get fast boots on him, it's like the least helpful hero to have boots on for them in that tri-lane.
Reckless dive, but might work out.
Stun coming the way of NS, the right clicks to follow, Nature's Prophet's on his way, gets the experience, Dragon Knight with the last hit. The tower's not going to kill NS and all. Okay, it is.
I think it dealt max damage.
That
he had
is
3
ridiculous.
armor and 70 health.
He did lose 1 armor in the last patch. Keep that in mind,
Thank you, Based Ice Frog.
That's the difference right there.
There's the balance right there. Okay.
Wow, that's a great record for Silencer, as we can see.
Well, considering how Virtus Pro earlier in the qualifier had a combined win rate of like 5% among the heroes in one of the drafts we
keep
cast.
in mind, Silencer's
it's a vast improvement, right?
Do you think Silencer is more commonly played as support? If that's so, then I feel like that stat's a little misleading.
That's true.
Because as the 1, he just destroys late game.
Yes, if he gets the right start, but he really hasn't. And it's not because of the pick, and it's not because of the lane. I think Virtus Pro's just flat out been outplayed by Mouz. They made a couple of missteps, and Mouz are really good at taking advantage of that. They know how to aggress and when to aggress. And they tried to get the arrow set up, and they weren't just like, okay, that failed. They actually saw an opening even after that, just because of their composition of heroes and how Virtus Pro chose to use their abilities, and capitalized heavily on it. That was really, really important for Mouz, because I was worried for their tri-lane from the get-go here that if they didn't accomplish something early on, Illidan would just be free farming and maybe Virtus Pro would turn the lane against them. But now with the level advantage, I think Mouz are going to be pretty strong here.
Yeah, I feel like this is already a 1 lane for Mouz in a lot of ways. I mean, unless there's some misplay coming from Mouz themselves.
Pycat's level 5 at 4 minutes because of this. Silencer's almost level 4 only.
Apparently Carry
Silencer's
Silencer
won
has-
once in 6 games.
So that's pretty terrible as well.
So his win rate's actually worse than the support. Great.
It's pretty bad. DD on Misery, but he's going to take a stun to the face thanks to NS. NS is actually running the opposite way because he
Wait,
sees Pycat
what?
on the way. This is a death one way or another. Can he deny himself the Roche? He's just going to do the ring around the Rosie, I suppose, but it's not going to do anything for him. His arrow actually hits Poss.
G.
I believe that was the arrow. No, it was a G. I'm sorry, because they're on the same team. It wouldn't make any sense. Illidan taking the brunt of the damage here. Nature's Prophet's here, but he's not going to do a whole lot, at least not right at the start. Telekinesis now on God. Stuns pretty much all 3, actually. You don't see that very often.
Virtus Pro are the most unpredictable team. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Well, they're going to win this trial with that first blood. I tell you what. Oh, they're going to get wrecked, actually.
And then Wraith King's just going to run in a circle around the trees, and then Dragon Knight's going to go in 1-on-3, and then Prophet's going to TP in way too late, and they get nothing out of it. Mouz are just getting a lot of freebies here, and it's going to... Now, this is the problem, because Mouz, when they're playing ahead, they're just so good at taking advantage, right? In the last game, they got ahead on kills, but not really on gold. But in this game, I think they will. Comparing this to last game when they were ahead 10-1, their 6-2 lead now is worth more gold than the 10-1 lead was in the previous game.
Yeah.
So they're winning on farm. Puck, who we haven't even seen in action yet, MSS is now level 6 in the top lane, whereas Prophet isn't level 6 yet.
Well, look at the...
What happens when MSS joins the mix? Like,
yeah, look at the last hit denies. Puck versus Nature's Prophet. Not even close. And Arsar, he's TP'd in a couple times. He got the experience for the kill mid, but then bottom lane, absolutely nothing. So he wasted a lot of time. So that's one of the things we talked about in the last cast with Nature's Prophet playing the offlane. It's kind of a risk-reward situation. Anytime you TP out, you pretty much have to get something out of it, or else you're giving a huge advantage to whoever you're laning against.
that's a very, very good point. That Prophet needs to recover. That's a big problem, because in the most of the games we've seen with Arsar, he's actually won his lane if it's 1-on-1.
Exactly.
Or has been doing well and can just transition. But here, he's
Mid
so heavily
lane.
out-farmed.
I think we saw a Viper strike, some damage to follow, but I don't think they have enough. Poss not quite in range for the Nightmare.
Puck actually TP'd in for that, so...
Yeah.
Good job by God not getting killed here, but he still gets zoned out. Still, he has the same CS as the Viper. That's actually really damn good
That's
by
true.
Dragon Knight here. Keeping up on farm with Fata here. Of course, he did get help on the first blood. That does make a really big difference. But still, God's been doing a good job. The question is, I don't know, like, knowing the personality, or I guess the player personality we can feel from Illidan, how he likes to play the game. I don't know if Silencer is the right hero for him at all. I don't think it fits his...
Well, what fits him then? Because we saw him play Centaur as a 1.
Yeah, that
and
worked out really
he
well.
played. I wouldn't say he played really well, but he ended up helping his team more than hurting. I guess is the
he
best way
did
to
a
put it.
lot with that. And the problem with Silencer is I don't feel like it's one of those heroes where you just go super aggressive and commit to a fight. It's a lot more about kiting around the edge, seeing the right moment of opportunity. And Illidan will commit so hard, and he's doing that. Silencer is a fragile hero who, sure, you've got some great damage with glaives and you've got some decent range, but the lineup he's playing into here can just, if he makes one single misstep, he's just going to get shut
Fata
down.
taking a stun from Dragon Knight, but here double TP from Mouse. Bane's going to get off his Nightmare and actually being toggled off. Thanks to the friendly fire here is God. Well, he's going to get off a Dragon Fire or Dragon Breath, but it's not going to be enough. As he goes down to the triple. Was that a triple TP or a double? I saw 2 at first, but we see foreign lane. Pycat
Yeah, very nicely played by
be forced
Pycat
to leap
here.
out.
He was very close to casting his Starstorm or Arrow, and if he starts doing that, Illidan will curse or will last word him, and then he can't leap. So maybe he could have been in trouble, and Pycat wisely deciding not to cast the spell here, just using his face boots to harass a little bit and then leaping out in the last word. Very nicely done. And now Mouz immediately rotating again. I love this aggression from them, quickly looking for the next kill on the line. Can they find AA?
boy.
Yes, they can. Jotun will be in a lot of trouble.
I'm surprised they haven't even gone yet, but I guess they can take their sweet-ass time.
Oh,
John
maybe they
trying to
can.
juke his
Now
way
there
out,
might
but
be Hell
Nightmare
coming in.
not quite in range yet. He's going to get vision now, but still not in range. Fata is there to slow. There's the telekinesis, and right clicks to follow. He gets off a cold feet, but that's
No
not
help
really gonna
coming
do
in.
anything.
NS, he's like, you're on your own, dude. Good luck.
And this is the problem with having the AA so underfarmed. With this Nature's Prophet, they don't really have a global strat, I guess you could say. His Dream Coil is going to be used on God. He's going to snap it. Arrow to follow. Not going to hit, though. But Fata and company are here. There's Silence is using his ult. Is this going to be enough to get the kill? Looks like it might be. Indeed it is. So Global Science wasted in the end, which I guess that's the first time he's used it, but
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
pretty
everybody's
much
just
just
so
got
under
level
level for
6.
VP.
I
As
don't know
Blink
what
now I'm
I
playing.
don't know how they're going to recover in this game. I've talked about this in previous casts. When you're playing try versus try and your try lane loses really heavily, it's not just your carry getting underfarmed. It's your supports getting shut down, will not have enough gold for crucial items and or wards. they've got some decent warding, VP, but at the cost of that, they've got barely anything else. Wraith King has Boots Wand only 9 minutes and not even looking close to anything useful. Jottam has Tranquils only. Like, where do VP find their recovery? When their try versus try loses, I don't know, what do they lose in total? 4-0 in kills down there? Or maybe 5-0?
Lost count. It's Dragon. Oh, Pycat with the leap just in time. Need to get some damage on this. I mean, Dragon Knight has not pushed any towers. Keep that in mind. That's one of the main reasons you pick this hero. He doesn't push them down that fast, but it's just kind of over time deal. But he hasn't really done anything with that Dragon form yet. First time he died, and now we're seeing him do absolutely nothing with it. Wasn't able to connect with the stun on Pycat. So 2 ults wasted so far for Dragon Knight. The Global Silence wasted. Arrow doing nothing.
Okay, nice.
You like that?
There we go. Doing nothing.
Doing nothing.
Illidan, point booster first. Boots point booster.
Wow.
He wants the Ags, which
He's showing his hand pretty early, that's for sure.
Who knows? Maybe it's a Skadi.
Well, keep in mind, yeah, I guess it technically could be a Scotty.
It's very unlikely.
Oh, Fata with a double damage. He's going to miss on his first attack, though. So for those that don't know, Global Silence with an Aghanim Scepter, the duration is increased, and Curse of the Silent is applied to every single target in the global range. So
that's a pretty big range.
Yes.
Okay, so apparently Eternal Envy tried this build earlier today and they got stomped.
As Silencer?
Yes, but Loda did it and it worked.
Right.
So it has won before the Axe Refresher. It's not an absolutely terrible build, but the question is, actually thinking about it, this makes a lot of sense from Illidan. Maybe he doesn't want to be the hard-hitting carry because they have a Dragon Knight and Prophet already who can hit hard. So maybe he just controls the fight instead. He does passive damage over time with the Global Silence with a longer duration, like you said, with that applied Curse of the Silence, and then the other heroes do damage. There's even a Wraith King in position 4 who can also transition into dealing damage. Do you think Silencer with this build is going to buy more time than had he had like a Force Staff?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Here's Dream Coil initiation from MSS, but there's the Global Silence. God's going to TP out, no problem. NS won't be so lucky. He doesn't have his ultimate to fall back on, as MSS getting really low, but thankfully his team knows how to aggro the tower. Boy, wish I had these teammates in pub games, I tell you what. They're going to be able to take this tier 1 tower. I think, so you're talking about the global, or I'm sorry, the Silencer going for Ags and then Refresher, right?
Yeah, as an option. That's a possible build at least.
Right. Well, I think if you go Ags, you have to go Refresher because BKB is just so good against Silencer, as long as you time it correctly. But even if you time it correctly with a Refresher, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's going to hit the second global then.
I mean, the beautiful thing about Silencer, you don't really have to get items to make him hit hard. As long as you take part in kills, you'll gain damage over time. And I guess another great thing, you don't have to get like actual DPS items. You just get intelligence items like a sheep stick, which you would normally get anyway, and you're going to start hitting like a redonkulous monkey. So
yeah, and that Global Silence was really, really good from Illidan. I don't think it could have come any faster. The problem was there wasn't any backup in the mid lane for the 2 heroes initiated on. So they couldn't really assist. Maybe there's an AO next time, but
into
not
a
at
Star
this
Storm.
rate.
Whew.
He did.
Arrow not even needed. And this is the problem with Silencer. Other than his Global Silence, until you get a ton of items on him, he can't contribute that much as a 1.
No.
Which is the real issue. Last Word is good, but I don't know. As a 1, you need to be able to hit harder at an early stage, I feel. I mean, that's the beauty of Mirana. The arrow sets up so much. As Fata going to get stunned from God. It's going to turn into a 1v1 battle. Actually, we have some reinforcements on the way for both sides. Wraith Fire Blast to follow.
Oh!
Arrow is going to hit God. Can they get the kill before Fata goes down? Oh, they kill each other simultaneously. Actually, Ancient Apparition getting credit for one of those kills. As now VP on the run. Does Wraith King have his ult? Okay, he finally has his ult. His mid lane. Arsart. Oh, he's going to get Dream Coiled. This is the death of him. Brain Sap to finish him off. And Pos, is he level 6? Okay, so now we're getting some ults online. Rubik, the last one, needing his ult.
He will get it now as well.
And like I said, you have some decent things to take in. He's going to get an AA ult to the face here, along with Last Word.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yep, Curse of the Silence should finish him off. Pop!
Walked over.
Oh, he did get his ult now, too, so that's good.
Yeah, that's
so,
true.
like I was talking about, Wraith Fire Blast you can get every single time, so at the very least, you have something consistent that you can steal every single time.
Yep.
And bottom lane, uh-oh. Global Silence is up. Not sure how many TPs are here for VP, but it looks like a dive is what Mouse wants to do.
If VP realized this, they could turn this into a really good fight, but they need to TP in the support before he gets caught out. And maybe Mouse are just going to let him run. They didn't realize he snuck out.
Oh.
MSS, this is going to be too late. He doesn't have Dream Coil. He's going to orb and...
He's going to orb and... Well,
okay,
there's the Global
Silence. Got the
okay.
global out of him.
Wow, that was definitely worth it for Mouz.
Yeah, he could have just run there, actually. It's a little bit of a panic global.
Well, no guarantee that he knows for a fact that Dream Coil is down. I mean, you don't know what they're talking about in
Yeah, it's true. He
Skype
had cooldown
or
on his TP, because else he waits for the coil, then globals and TPs.
Right.
But he had cooldown on his TP, so it wasn't a completely guaranteed getaway.
Whoa, boom! Fatha taking just a little bit of damages. Viper now has a Mechanism and S on the run. Dream Coil should be up relatively shortly. As I say that it comes up, it's going to dodge the stun and destroy the Wraith King. Jotum to follow very shortly after. Of course, NS is now up, and they're going to just right-click toss to victory. He nightmares himself, avoiding some damage to start with, but the Ray Fire Blast will finish him off. So it's a 1-for-1 as PyCat and MSS are on the run.
And top tower is falling too. Arsard left his little army of Endlings behind. They're going to take care of this tower, as it looks like. TP from PyCat. Can he get the deny? Yes, he can.
Wow.
Perfect timing.
Nicely
well
done.
done.
Looks like PyCat's working on a set of drums for herself. And this might be the first tower that God has been a part of helping take down,
Yeah.
although his ult should be running out relatively shortly. So what do you think about the Dragon Knight pick without pushing? I mean, I guess they get top, but I don't think it was really him being involved there.
No, it wasn't
It's not like textbook what you would want.
exactly, but it's because they've been pressured, not because he's been underperforming.
Right.
Dragon Knight can't do it on his own in this game, and Mouz have been winning the trialing. So, all things considered for VP, I think they're still in this game. As far as gold goes, it's 5,000, it's 2,000 experience, but just their hero composition actually has a lot of fight in them and can take this back. Whereas Mouz, when we go into late game, the question is, how farmed is Mirana going to be? It's, again, a great performance from PyCat, being part of 11 out of 14 kills. He hasn't died yet, but he doesn't have a Midas. And Mirana needs a lot of items before she becomes a scary late gamer, whereas you have heroes on VP like God, who's actually going to die.
Ult's going to hit too, but first they're going to clean up Dragon Knight, who is stuck trying to Ancient down some creeps. NS is going to get a stun off. It's going to finish off the Rubik, but he will fall in the end. Doesn't have his ult again because it's on cooldown still. And, well, Mouse Sports just cleaning up. Rubik, the only casualty here.
And now Global Silence is ready.
Yeah, that's a shame.
That's unfortunate for VP.
Well, I mean, it's such a
could've
long
gone.
cooldown,
Yeah.
but of course something to keep in mind.
Mouse needs to take advantage of that ability being down. It's such a big part of VP's strategy. When you play a Silencer in position 1 and he's safe farming like this and hasn't even got a point in glaives, he is all casting based. So these ultimates need to give them some sort of value. They will start being Aghanim's ultimates soon, which is going to be really important, of course, but Mouse are getting a lot for that. Now, I had something I wanted to bring up earlier as far as, like, Illidan.
Oh, nice ult.
Yeah, might defend the tower here.
MSS is going to dodge a little bit of damage there from the tower, but
All right, here comes Illidan.
the tower's going to go down one way or another. Looks like it probably will be denied. And
NS committing
it
for this. He
finally is
doesn't
by
have
Nature's
ult.
Prophet. NS chasing Fata, who's... Well, oh my god, MSS, you were getting so cocky, good sir. Doesn't look any closer.
now
Oh,
God.
I spoke too soon. Pos taking a lot of damage from Dragon Knight as Global Silence was used to really not a whole lot of effect. They are going to get Pos, but is that enough for a Global Silence? I don't think so. And of course, this tier 1's already dead, so I'm not sure what they transition into here. And Dragon Knight.
And looked like a little bit of miscommunication here from VP. The Dragon Knight stun came off, he used Breathe Fire, the mech came off, then when they global, they started pulling back. It was
I like this.
It was like God wasn't expecting it, but this is a really smart smoke from VP. They just fought. They're trying to find a collateral somewhere and transition it into taking the mid tower. How long is left on Dragon form? It's about half. So they do have an opportunity here, actually, should they catch out Misery.
But Mouse playing very smart
Yes,
here.
they know exactly what's happening. All of VP's heroes go missing. They're not finding anything. I think this ward here actually might have even spotted out the smoke usage.
Oh
so-
yeah, perhaps. We've seen so many smokes being spotted out this qualifiers, or just in the last 2 series, really. And they're going to be resigned to just take some neutrals from Mouse Sports, but they will respawn in 10 seconds, so they don't get a whole lot out of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't really block the spawn or anything like that, as they're forced out now that Dragon Knight's ult is pretty much over. And, well, Mouse Sports might want to smoke up here.
So one thing we haven't talked about yet is how Silencer scales into late game. One thing is he gets pure damage from the glaives. Another thing is the more kills he's inside the AoE of, he starts stealing intelligence. And it's not just him getting plus intelligence like with Pudge's plus strength on Flesh Heap. He steals it. The other heroes lose it. And if you look at the heroes on Mouse Sports, some of them losing some of their mana points is going to be really crucial. A hero like Puck, for example, with 700 mana, or a hero like Bane, they have very costly spells, so if they die a couple of times, just losing that 4 or 6 intelligence can actually make a really big difference. We'll see if it's going to matter here for Illidan. And
Uh-oh. MSS.
yeah, he's really out of position here. Will get out. Blink is on cooldown.
Well, he has illusory orb. He's going to try to use it. Actually, they're going to just destroy Jotum as
Okay.
Pycat came out of nowhere.
I actually
Not
thought
him being-
Silencer was going to follow in there, but
Well, Arsard is okay. He's just gonna farm apparently, so he's happy with his farm. But Illidan getting closer and closer to this Aghanim Scepter. I'm not sure if anything's
Mid
on the
lane.
courier, but he's about 1,000
They're
away.
trying to catch out God. They will. There's going to be a Fiend's Grip.
Telekinesis into the Nightmare. Nature's Prophet thinking about it. Fiend's Grip's up. Here comes the TP support, but here comes the Loser Orb. This should be enough to finish off God. Gets off a stun on MSS. Very quick thinking. Very quick fingers, I should say. But Pycat again there to help finish off the Dragon Knight.
And as a part of his very quick fingers, he managed to shoot a breathe fire into the ground only. So
I thought he hit somebody. He didn't hit anyone?
No, that didn't matter.
Arsart should be able to TP out here.
Yeah. That's a great way of escaping from Viper, of course, having either teleport or a TP scroll. Very easy for AA to get out. Now, should we go late game in this one? The thing VP is going for them is that they've got the split push of Prophet and the Ancient Apparition with the ulti. They've got some good global presence. But Dragon Knight is just falling so far behind, and I think he's... Oh, nice
and
damage.
Nature's Prophet ult to follow.
Oh, Misery might... Oh, he's
Misery.
almost going to die from this, actually. Just these two ultimates.
Jeez.
He's down to 100 health. Here's going to be a mech for Mouz, though. Fata has it. They're going to be okay, but... In the late game, it's important that Dragon Knight has enough items to be able to commit and start off the fight so these ultimates can hit, but right now he only has an Ogre Club. You would like to have a BKB at this point and even start working on your next item.
NS, he gets off the stun on Pos before the Nightmare can come out. Global Silence is here. I feel like it might be a little early because most of the Mouse's heroes are in their Ancients. They're going to avoid all fighting whatsoever here.
Arrow!
All right. Well, God is going to get his stun off on Pos. Looks like he will find his death. AL not going to really hit. Dream Coil to follow, though, from MSS, and Pycat starts from doing massive amounts of damage. God at half HP. The right clicks to follow from MSS and company. He will go down. NS does get a stun off on Pycat, though.
He might die here.
He leaps out.
Oh.
Should be good to go for now. Cold Feet actually going to proc on Rubik. Fata stuck in the middle of 3 heroes, but it doesn't matter. The lower they get, the more damage he does. Arsart on the run. He will not get out thanks to the MSS Blink, but only person to get out here is Wraith King. This should be a free Roshan, although Pycat's not there, but I think they still take it.
That's just when Global Silence is on cooldown. That's the perfect case in point of how important this ability is. If they don't have the global, if they don't use the global, Mouz won't take that fight. But the moment it's down, they feel like they can get away with this kind of move, and they do. They got a 4 for 1. Was that the only guy dying? I think it was.
I believe
only Misery
so, yes.
died here.
I'm
Or
surprised they
no.
didn't transition this into a fast Roche.
No, they must have killed someone else first. They killed Pos first, so it's 4 for 2 in total.
All right, there
But
we go.
still, they got 2 supports for both of their cores. Actually, all 3 of their cores. Really not a good trade. Ale only gonna...
It'll hit Pycat. Who
Catch
has the Rubik stealing the
That's
easiest
so easy
stuff,
to
you know?
steal.
We said it like 3 times, but it's just worth mentioning over and over. Who has the... Okay, I think it's Rubik with the medallion. There we go. Makes Roche a little bit easier, and I don't believe VP can really do anything about this. Dragon Knight ult down. Of course, as we talked about, Silencer ult. It seems like it's perpetually down.
Treants
The
denying the
ridiculous
Aegis. The
cooldown.
dream, here we go.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Okay. The
That's a
dream.
shame.
That's a very short dream.
And
Aegis.
Pycat's going to pick up the Aegis. Viper very close to finishing his Aghanim Scepter.
I wonder what Pycat's KDA is in this qualifier on Mirana. It seems like he never dies, or dies like once per game.
There we go,
on Mirana.
Cinderin. Aghanim's Silencer.
It's just so late, and it's with brown boots only.
How many BKBs do we have on Mouse right now? Any?
None.
Okay, so they should probably start building BKBs.
Yes, they definitely
Even though
should.
they're up right now, I feel like that is such a huge ult that you can counter so easily. But we'll see. Oh,
That's
actually, I
another way of
really like,
countering
Yules is excellent, so very nice pickup. Of course, you can only use it on himself in those situations, but...
Misery. Oh, nice movement.
Oh, telekinesis on NS. God is going to pop his ult. He's going to find Misery, but here comes Viper Strike. Ale to follow. Global Silence. Rubik gets completely demolished. Fata, in the meantime, will go down to the right clicks as well. So a nice gank from Virtus Pro overall. Here, a puck coming out. Arrow's going to connect. Oh my god, Jotun taking so much damage from the Bane Elemental. Pycat leaping out just in time as the buyback for Viper. They better get something out of this. VP might want to back up AA. Taking so much damage from Pos. That was a full duration Fiend's Grip. NS finally gets the stun off, but it's not enough to take out Pos, at least not yet. The damage over time is continuing. He's going to pop right back up. Illidan. Okay. MSS uses the newly picked up Cyclone Stick and helps finish him out. So a complete team wipe, so the buyback was definitely worth it for Viper. I'm not sure if anybody else bought back. Let's see. No, that's it.
Yeah.
So, wow. Team wipe with just
Pycat
one
could play
buyback.
so aggressively because of the Aegis there. That's what made the fight, was that Pycat had 2 lives. He could get away with playing like he did. He did use the Aegis in the end, but he kind of wanted to anyway, so it didn't matter. And even with Misery dying right in the start of the fight, Mouz still come out ahead here with their massive AoE damage and control, especially the Puck doing a lot of work in these fights, landing the Dream Coils, and of course being able to Yule out of that global Silence is really, really important. Okay, Pyke has died 5 times.
Twice.
Twice so far in 5 games, sorry. Yeah.
Wait, he's played more than 5 games on Mirana, I feel like. Is that not the case?
He's played 5 games with qualifier.
I guess it's like 20 Nature's Prophets, 5 Miranas. That's probably what the case is.
So 5 games with 2 deaths.
That's pretty good.
That's decent. He's 6-0 so far, so...
Well, of course, keep in mind, this isn't like an off-lane Mirana. This is a 1 Mirana where a lot of times you're not taking any damage whatsoever in the laning stage.
It's true. But most position 1 players only die in 40% of their games. They die once.
Is that true?
No.
I was going to say, that's a pretty ridiculous stat. What are these stats coming from?
Arrow.
Arrow, not going to connect. Going to split the uprights. Illidan just watching it fly right by, along with the illusory orb. And Mouse Sports.
Yeah, this Mjolnir and Pyke head is so good to put on the Viper.
Yeah,
Fata can't die anymore, basically.
Is Ags finished on Viper? Should be very close.
Yes, he just got it. It's flying out as we speak. So he bought back in that last fight and still has a 25-minute mech Ags. It's not the best time in the world, but it's good enough considering his 4 deaths. He's been focused quite a bit by VP, and that's what Viper wants. The more he gets focused, the better for your team, because he takes so long to bring down, and now with a Mjolnir on him, they can't go on him anymore.
Right.
If they start hitting the Viper with Mjolnir, they're all gonna die.
They're all going to die?
They're all will be dead.
So, something I have to mention, although Mouse has the advantage right now, I personally can never... I have a hard time underestimating the power of Nature's Prophet late game and Silencer. Silencer especially. Comes out of nowhere for a lot of people because we don't see him very often, especially as the 1.
But this...
So we have a smoke here for Mouse.
The problem is going to late game is going to be so hard for VP. This Dragon Knight is so underfarmed. 26 minutes, he still does not have a BKB. He has an Ogre Club.
Oh, Illidan pops the global silence just to run away. He might get out.
Oh no!
Oh my God! Nether Toxin, you are too strong.
Look at how much
sir.
damage he actually managed to do, though. He's set up 2 kills.
Oh my good lord! A double kill with the big fire. Fata in the meantime gets stunned to NS. Don't even think we're going to need a buyback from Silence here. They're going to clean up 3 dead for Mouse Sports.
That's why they're picking it for Illidan. He's going to get caught out of position, and then they're going to turn on them. It's like, oh, guys, it's just Illidan out of position again. Easy bait. Mouse, they lose 3, they lose a tower. That was so legit. So, yeah, exactly. So this is something we should bring up. Curse of the Silence stacks with Global Silence.
Right.
So what he managed to do was he silenced everyone, then he cursed 3 or 4 of them. So they had 2 curses running on them for the entire duration, and then the AA ult comes in over the top.
This is why BKBs
Virtus
are
Pro's
needed.
lineup is so damn good if they hit their abilities. That's all they need to do until there's BKBs on Mouse, and they're so far away.
I think Mouse Sports just underestimated the power of that Global Silence.
They're not going to do that again.
Aghanim's.
BKB is a recipe away for Bane. Recipe plus hammer away from Mirana, so about 3,000. No one else is even close. BP, I think, if they can pull off another fight like that, they could make a comeback. It's still a 10k gold deficit, but...
Anything's possible.
Anything's
possible in these qualifiers. I think that's been established pretty well. Level 2 Necronomicon now on Nature's Prophet. The arrow barely going to miss Arsart. What reaction time. Holy jeez, Arsart, you are a dream come true, I tell you what. Silence in the meantime, is it going to be drums? It's pretty late drums if that is.
I think
it is a yeah, that's right. It's going to be
it's
going to be the what is it called? The Oblivion staff?
Yes.
Okay. Oblivion staff on
the
Silence.
refresher staff.
The refresher staff, yes.
Yep. Bottom lane, John is in a little bit of a weird position here, just standing in the tree line.
Actually, we're talking about how he's not going to get any farm. He's halfway to his
Suddenly,
Axe.
there's the BKB. That one fight gave God 1.4k gold. Now he can actually start fighting. What BKB counters are there on Mouse?
Oh my God, he finds them!
Oh boy.
John's gonna blink. Oh, the orb is, or I'm sorry,
easy.
the dream call used to finish him off though.
Too easy for MSC. Messi. Oh. NS.
Gonna swap some spit here from Fata and NS. TP from Arsar. He's gonna telekinesis right away. And Moonlight Shadow. Oh, Dust is gonna be there. It's gonna slow 3 of them. Misery taking a stun to the face.
Nice
here we have a
global.
counter initiation. Global silence used. NS continuing the right clicks. MSS. Self-cycloning. The right clicks continue, and the Breathe Fry is going to finish off Rubik. In the meantime, Wraith King finally falls.
Pycat gonna die?
There. Pycat. Yeah, we'll see if he finally dies here. He gets a leap out. Didn't even think he had enough mana here.
He never dies on
He never dies, good sir. Silencer actually destroying Viper, surprisingly enough. Pos will get out.
Man, this lineup from VP is so legit. I love it. This is...
Where's this team been the last 2 weeks?
I was underestimating this lineup. I thought this game was pretty much on the way to being over.
I told you, Cinder.
No, you didn't.
I kind of did. I said don't underestimate Nature's Prophet and Silencer late game. Come on. Come on, you jerk. Give me credit where credit is due for once.
Wow.
Okay?
Someone else might have made that comment and I would have agreed with him, but not you.
That's expected. I'm perfectly fine with that sentiment. I can
lane.
agree with that.
Rubik's going to pour it in together with Bane. And G is just going to town. He still has his BKB available. So the only counters Mouz have are Fiend's Grip, which does not do damage, and Viper Strike, which, like, as far as G goes, he doesn't need much more than this right now, because all he needs to do is to frontline. He needs to soak up stuff, kind of the same way Viper does.
How much
Because the
has
other
he
heroes
stolen?
do so much damage.
How much
Incredible.
silencer? How much intel has he
He's
stolen?
stolen 16 at this point.
16. Okay, last time we checked, which was like 3 minutes ago, was 6. So.
Yeah. Been a couple of great
Pycat's gonna
teamfights.
find NS. Tries to TP out, but instantly canceled, and his ult, of course, is down because he just used it. And Rubik, well, he steals the easiest stun to steal in the
This
game.
is a really nice usage of the nighttime by Mouz. So if you see the vision here from the Radiant, it cuts off right here, and it cuts off right here from the mid. And Mouz just basically went right down the middle here and found an easy kill here on NS. So nicely done by them. Taking the chance. I mean, if you don't go for it, you never find anyone. I don't think there was smoke there, were they? Pretty sure they weren't. So they just went for the kill. And
yep.
very nicely done by them. They, of course, had the aggressive ward themselves down here, which spotted out NS. And they get a very easy kill. So 31 to 16. It still feels like anyone's game, and I can't believe I'm saying that. But
Well, we're talking. It's honestly, it comes down to the global silence usage, 100%,
and Ancient
and the
Apparition.
BKBs pick up on Mouse.
Ancient Apparition is 1,000 gold away from his Ags, and we said he wasn't going to get it this game.
I already mentioned that, but I appreciate you bringing it up again, Cinderin.
He's only 1,000 gold away. Can you believe it?
Well, okay.
He's actually level 11 too.
To be fair, oh, he is. Wow. Okay, that's more surprising.
Okay,
than
you didn't
anything,
mention that?
honestly. I
Okay,
didn't mention
that's
the
good.
11.
I
That's
mentioned
very
it
nice.
twice, so you didn't hear the last time I
How
said
many
it.
times have we seen an Ancient Apparition? Is that true?
I said it 5 seconds before.
Whatever. I don't listen to you. You don't listen to me. This is
It's
why we're
okay.
such a good dual cast. But
Yeah, that's what
I mean,
makes
how
a
many
good
times have
duo.
we seen Ancient Apparition in this qualifier, especially pick up an Aghanim Scepter at like level 8? And it sure, it lasts a long
true.
time, but the initial damage is garbage at that,
Yeah.
especially in the mid game. So
The really interesting thing for me about this pickup is when you look at how much damage the 2 global silences do, before Refresher, with Refresher he can have 4 at the same time. He can global, curse, refresh, global, curse.
and he should have enough mana to do it because
He does, because he
he's
has
a
stolen a
beast.
lot of intelligence. So he has sick mana pool, he has 1,400.
Let's
Then
calculate it.
if
350
that-
plus 350.
If that hits and an AA ult hits, anyone dies if they don't have BKB. They just die. Even this 1,500 health Viper, it doesn't matter. They will die. And
How much
that's
mana is Refresher? 350?
375. And that's even
375, okay.
that's not even considering Wrath of Nature as well, which is global too.
Yeah.
So just the raw potential of Virtus Pro's lineup, I think, is really
It feels like Dragon Knight is just
Insane.
the guy left out of the cold here for Virtus Pro.
he
He's
just comes in
struggled
and
heavily.
uses Breathe Fire and gets a double kill. That's what he does.
Exactly. That's all. I mean, he's there for his single target stun, obviously. Oh, AA is actually gonna take an arrow to the face. Pycat's there, but here comes the AA ult to follow. AA, can you get out? I keep saying AA as if he's Ancient Apparition, but of course Arsart will fall thanks to the beautiful Mjolnir usage. That Mjolnir usage, so good. Illidan, how close is he to Refresher? I feel like he definitely has more gold than that, but or more items than that, but I guess not. BKB almost on Bane, so we're starting to see some BKB purchases getting closer and closer for Mouse.
That's
But once
that's everything. for them.
but once the Refresher comes online, it means almost nothing. Well, I shouldn't say nothing,
It
but
still blocks all the damage, right, from the curses. They don't go through BKB. The
right. But I
damage.
feel like Global Silence, once you get some actual damage for VP, which they're starting to get, as long as the Mouse Sports is silenced, they're going to be in a world of hurt in these team fights. But
true.
timing is everything, so we'll see. Another
I'm
minute for
surprised
Roshan.
to see NS not going for Blink Dagger and Wraith King. I feel like
Yeah, that's
for their
shocking.
lineup, it's just perfect. As long as they just get in on Mouse, I think they're going to win the fights, and this is going to happen right now.
Oh God, Pops is always going to stun Misery, but they really
Is
want to go for
Pycat gonna
Pycat.
die? The
Is he
dream!
gonna die? He gets silenced. He
dream!
finally will go down. This time Dragon Knight taking it. AA ult does not hit as Misery.
Pycat's 3rd Mirana death this qualifier across 6 games.
Congratulations, VP. You've done it. You've killed Pycat.
That's
well done.
That's a Shadow Blade for God.
That's pretty
He got
late.
1,100 gold.
That's pretty late.
Classic, and this you
But it
wouldn't have
fits
got
their
it. You
lineup.
wouldn't have got it yet.
Right. What? Really? Oh, me. Oh, of course. Well, that means nothing. I mean, come on. Okay, but actually, I kind of agree with that build just because the way their lineup is set up, AA ult, Global Silence, Nature's Prophet TP's in, a little bit more global presence,
They
Dragon Knight can
just-
actually gank. It actually is really good.
Just need to start the fight. It's
Yes.
everything. If VP initiates,
Oh,
I think
God
every
is
fight
here.
is
Can he
theirs.
get the stun off
MSS.
MSS? He's not going to expect this Lothar's. MSS gets stunned. Here comes AA with some right-click damage along with the Necronomicons. AA ult to follow. Can he get out? Oh, those beautiful Cyclone. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough, though, because Blink is off cooldown. Oh, he actually orbs in. MSS? Okay, he's dead.
Another 1,100 gold for God. That's the same amount of gold. He just got 2,200 gold in 1.5 minutes.
That catches you up quite quick, I guess, right?
Now they're 3,500 gold behind instead of 12,000.
This is a really nice comeback for Virtus Pro, but I feel like their team is built to do this in a lot of ways.
I feel like across all the qualifiers we've had, there's been very, very few games or strategies that have just left me in awe, but this is just amazing.
I feel like Illidan is not farming. Does he have anything on the courier? Like, this is the longest built Oblivion staff in the history of mankind. We talked about it like 10 minutes ago.
He got treads.
Is that true?
That's 1,000
He picked
gold.
up treads in the middle of that purchase?
Meantime, yeah.
Okay.
But still, this is pretty low farm. It just makes you think, if Virtus Pro were ahead in this game with this draft, they would just be
If
rolling
Illidan could just farm, they'd be
over
way
mountains.
ahead right now, I tell you what. Where's the arrow? Where?
It hit a creep, come on.
Okay. So, well done, Pike. Misery in the meantime, oh boy. He was off to such a good start. Got Arcane Boots relatively fast. BKB almost picked up by Mirana here. Just needs the recipe now. And that is, like we said, a pretty big pickup. And the refresher needs to come online for Illidan. And it's never a guarantee, even with, I mean, the proper ults in the proper time. But
You're really a hater, aren't you?
No, honestly, he's entertaining.
All right, who's
That's
your
the
least
compliment.
favorite player this tournament so far? Is it Abba or Illidan?
Abba.
Okay.
I shouldn't say least favorite, but yeah, he was super disappointing. Not gonna lie.
Absolutely firing those shots all day, Suns fan.
Hey, he bought a DC set. I like him. I never said I dislike him.
Absolute 100% sellout, but then again, you are from DC. Okay.
What does that mean for you, Cinder?
Shh, no one knows. So, MSS is getting close to his Hex here. He's actually only 500 away, which is a really big item. That's what they can do against Illidan. Catch him off guard before he gets global off and burst him down. It's going to be absolutely huge if they can do that. But then again, how can they...
They don't have that much burst, really.
How can they make sure to kill him without significant burst against a team that has the Dragon Knight counter stun against Bane if he does not BKB?
You have to get the arrow initiation. Well, you don't have to, but that's one big way.
It is pretty important to hit the arrow, I would completely agree. Do Virtus Pro have any force staffs? No, they don't. So they cannot reposition the silencer should he get initiated on. It's really important for Mouz. It's what they need to do. And this is what's really amazing about watching this game is that you see a team that's completely taken out of their comfort zone. The whole tournament, they've been rolling over opponents playing the same kind of style. And now Virtus Pro are picking heroes that they never even play against. Like, they're running lineups that are just working so damn well, even from behind.
Moonlight Shadows, this going to be enough to catch out Silencer. Illidan, feeling a little tingling in his sack. He's going to run away, but Ancient Apparition.
Oh, boy.
He'll miss the arrow, but they're going to take him down pretty easily. Actually, Global Silence is used. Aren't they going to follow this up?
That's because
Rubik gets bursted. Synderen, your catchphrase coming to effect yet again.
Oh, nice flame sprout.
Oh, he BKBs.
BKB.
He BKBTP. It's good to go, bro. It's good. It's all good.
I think that's what Arsard actually just said his team.
I'm good.
Guys, BKB is okay. 1 for 1.
Still, a very expensive Global Silence at the end of the day. So we'll see what... Well, I feel like VP can't fight without that Global Silence, so we'll see. How close are we to... I mean, this is really the refresher watch. He has to get refreshed.
He needs the recipe. It's the only thing he's
So he has Perseverance now?
So,
okay.
Yep, that's... What's the...
So 1,800.
1,800 only. That changed. That got his cost changed quite a while back.
But he's not exactly a great farmer unless you create space for him.
But it's okay. The really cool thing about
Look at his net worth compared to everybody. I didn't even realize. It's so low.
Yeah, he's number 6.
Illidan, come on, buddy.
Well, Silencer isn't a good farmer. He doesn't have any
but
sort of...
they've created pretty good... Other than like the first 10 minutes, they've created pretty good space for
But then again, who uses the space? God farms up the jungle with Breathe Fire. So does the Prophet. Like, where is Illidan supposed to go? If he goes lane farming, he's risking his life every time.
Yeah.
Love this play from Mouz, by the way. Global is on cooldown. Get into the pit, secure the Roche. I don't think Virtus Pro want to fight here. Actually, the AL will not be ready for it, even. So, yeah, this is going Mouz's way.
Rush.
Now, are they going to give the Aegis to Pycat? Because he's like, guys, I died this game. Never again.
I think Puck and Viper are prime candidates, especially Viper, but they're going to give it to Pycat. Actually, how do you feel about that? I feel like Viper, especially with an Axe, you're going to be able to get off 3 ults probably in a fight. Depending on how long it goes, obviously, but what's your first choice for Aegis?
Well, I would have given it to him.
Oh, Illidan! You lucky monkey! He runs away.
Actually, Pycat's on the hunt here.
Okay, maybe he's not
really
so
hot
lucky.
pursuit. No, he's just going to TP. There's no way Pycat's going to get this.
That's too bad.
Pycat needs to get a basher for that type of kill.
Hey, 10% bash on range. That's pretty
Well, he
legit.
just got
Man.
good attack speed with Mjolnir and Leap.
I feel like
it's
we
not out of
don't
the question.
actually see that enough. I know it's not very viable, but you'd think you see it a couple times, and especially on Sniper. MKB and Basher on Sniper,
You're the absolute biggest pub
and
I have ever had
and
the pleasure
Scotty,
of casting with.
and Scotty, and Butterfly,
I
and
think,
Mjolnir.
I think you,
So
and,
good
you
on-
and Hani should make a team.
and then Boots of Travel. That's the 6-slotted Sniper. Best build EU right there.
Yeah.
Ethereal Blade. I don't
Best
know.
build EU chosen by worst player NA. Great.
Hey,
Very
top
accurate.
50 Centaur. What does that mean? What does that mean
Not
exactly?
anymore, dude. You fell off.
Oh, that's true. That's a sore spot. And that's getting really close to a blink, as we talked about. The Blade Mail, how much use do you think he's found from that? I feel like it's not the greatest
Not really.
game.
Not really.
I mean, it's not too much AoE. I mean, it's not always why you pick a Blade Mail up, but I mean, he is soaking up some damage, but I don't feel like he's that important to kill for Mouse, at least not yet. Once he gets some damage, then the Blade Mail, I guess, will scale better into the late game. So something to keep in mind for the future. But Nature's Prophet's still top of the board here on the net worth chart, along with Pycat and Puck soon to follow. And Viper, I don't know how I feel about Viper. The Aghanims, we haven't seen the ult come out a couple times in a row. Have we, in a fight? I feel like we've only seen it once.
I was about to say he needs BKB, and he will get it. Like, I think the entire lineup of Mouse will get BKBs, even the Puck, maybe, as his next item.
I mean, do you always ult Dragon Knight as Viper? Every
in
single
this,
time?
In this game, I think. So far, yes. But Nature's Prophet is starting to be a quite significant damage dealer as well. In mid lane, we've got an opening here on Fata. Nope, they're just gonna Curse of the Silent. and
Huge last word
order.
initiation. Beautifully done. Pycat getting hit by the Ice
Save
Blast.
the ward.
And the tier 2,
A nice split from Mouz here. They
Yeah, I don't
managed
think-
to probably get this tower.
I think
with
they
3
will.
heroes.
Oh, maybe not.
Illidan coming in. So is
Couple
NS.
TPs.
He still doesn't have the blink though. He's a 200 off. I really
Yeah, I agree.
think and I really hope that's going to be NS's item of choice. I think he should have got that before the Blade Mail in this game. But he's sticking to his guns as far as his item build is concerned. He usually does this on the Wraith King. Some games I think it's a lot greater than others. In this game, hasn't really been too.
Are you surprised that
impressive.
we've seen more form on Jotum than the Wraith King this game?
Yes, actually, I thought Wraith King would be getting.
Well, I guess
Jotum has 10
technically
deaths.
speaking, he's higher net worth, but for all intents and purposes, I feel like Ancient Apparition is getting items that help the team more. So.
Yeah, but who's been buying the support items for VP? Have they split it? I think they split
not
it a
sure.
bit. So NS has been buying some of it for Jotum here.
So they're both 4.5s.
yeah, I guess that's a good way of putting it. No 4s, no 5s, just support category.
Well, MSS now has the sheep stick. I guess that was actually a couple minutes ago, but it's worth mentioning, of course. Viper with the BKB. And there is the refresher
there
on
it
the
is.
silencer. Yes, whoop, there it is indeed. Illidan, it's all up to you. No pressure, bro. Smoke to follow, I'm sure. And, okay, maybe not.
This is the classic group up 5 guys on a cliff, realize no one
5
has
guys,
smoke.
burgers and fries, but no
Oh,
smoke. That's
here
truly
it's
unfortunate.
Here it is, guys. Okay. And Arzars is like, fuck this, you guys are too slow, I'm out.
Well, they're going to get a
Gotta go
little farm
bottom.
in the meantime. And
Obviously doesn't need to be smoked.
There
even though
we
it's coming.
go.
There we are.
There we go. Illidan has his blink, right?
Oh boy, this is gonna be a
not
really,
Illidan,
really
NS, I
sick
mean.
fight, I feel.
Yes, no.
CD and
God, he's 10 gold from Blink. For God's sake, pick up your Blink. But
God's
Smoke's
gonna
gonna come up here.
initiate.
Illidan gonna use last word first. There's the silence. They're gonna pop BKB. At least Fata does, along with the Dragon Knight. No refresher yet. Saving it for whatever reason. Doesn't want to use it. I guess it's probably
Illidan's
the right move
hexed.
here.
It's already
Fata
been used.
Getting slow complete, but they don't have so much damage here. Look how much little damage God does. But the arrow's gonna connect on God. But here comes NS doing more
Second
damage than
global.
God. AA ult to follow. Global ult as well from Silencer, and Pycat will use the Aegis. Will pop up very shortly.
He's dead.
Well, Nature's Prophet goes down to the Rubik, and here's the stun. Pycat gonna die again to VP. A 2-for-1 exchange right now. A beautiful Dream Call. Can he follow this up with anything else? And the answer
can follow it up with
is
a blink
no.
out. Wow.
It's pretty. I don't want to say it's sad. God is doing no damage. Holy jeez. Once
He's
he picks
just-
up
he's
that
doing
AC, that'll be good.
everything he needs to do. He's frontlining. He's creating so damn much space. And the thing is, he's zoned out Mousesport's lineup, so no one could come in on Illidan. He only got hexed by the Puck, and Puck cannot kill him alone. This is a really rough spot for Mousesports.
We
because
saw the
I don't think
BKB
they're
by
gonna get a
Viper.
bigger lead in this game.
Who else did we see
they're
BKB on?
gonna be- Mirana used hers.
Okay, and
Bane
Viper.
used its. It's
Bane. Okay.
starting to.
Corrosive Skin
Wow.
works on the global ult, right?
I think so. Yes.
Okay. Not that it makes that
That's a
much
really,
of a
really
deal, but-
important detail. Easily going to
It's
be
a cool
Illidan's.
mechanic, bro.
Illidan's
God. Okay.
Oh,
well, Puck
okay.
dies to AA.
He got sniped down here.
Wow, and it had a gem. And it's going to pick it up.
Yeah. Good job,
Drops
Ed.
the smoke. AC now picked up on the Dragon Knight. So God is going to hit a little bit harder now, thankfully for him. They take out the tier 2 top, of course. And this net worth has just flip-flopped big time in the past 30 minutes.
Do you know who Virtus Pro are reminding me of
Na'Vi?
right now? Yes, exactly. They're reminding me so much of Na'Vi. Like
They play garbage in the group stage and then
stage,
destroy the
they're
rest
like
of the way.
they're messing up. They're doing weird stuff. Their teamwork isn't working. They seem to have trouble finding the synergy. Then they're faced with elimination. They start playing out of their minds. They still have some fuck-ups here and there, but overall they've been playing so much better through their lower bracket. And now in the grand finals, they're pulling out strats that no one even thought about in the tournament. So, just is this a CIS thing? Is that what you do?
I don't know.
Is it the big bluff?
I'm not sure. Well,
Is it the shoes? You like that reference, right?
what? What is that a reference to?
Isn't that from basketball? It's from NBA.
Is that from NBA Jam?
God damn it! You didn't get a basketball reference.
Oh, you're right. That I should go
you
kill myself,
are
I guess.
the worst. Do you know who Charles Barkley is?
Oh, Boom Shakalaka, of course. Oh, let's not get into the Charles Barkley thing. This is just...
Do you want to cast with Greg for the next game?
No, I refuse. People that don't know who Charles Barkley are not associated with me in
They're
any
on
way.
your ban list?
Yes, they're on my... They're on my...
It was a pleasure
my
casting
in real
with
life
you.
ban list, for sure. And then, okay, he didn't go Blink. He went Vlad's. What do you
Oh,
feel
really?
about this? I mean, Vlad's is obviously a nice pickup
It's a
overall,
good
but
item.
still.
He doesn't have a single melee hero on his team that
I
benefits
think
from
they
the
were
aura.
relying so much on God to initiate with that Lothar. It's like, are we going to see a gem on Mouse? Do they not have one yet? They do. So Puck has it. As long as he's in range,
Yeah.
the initiation is not going to be as powerful for VP. They're relying very heavily on that.
Yeah. It's
But he could still get Blink relatively shortly, so perhaps not the worst thing in the world.
yeah. I would have liked the blink, as we said. I love seeing people pick up Vlad's because I still think it's one of the least picked up items in games compared to how good it is. It's starting to get more play, but I feel like in most games it's just core pretty much in every lineup. It's just that good, but
And this is AA, or Arsart, I should say, is now starting to hit extremely hard. And this is what we're talking about at the beginning of the game.
oh boy, will we get the initiation? God is in the Shadow Blade.
And they're going to see him,
He will
and
not
that
get
will be that.
Nice try, God. Did not catch anyone. But
I think now
they
they're like,
dodged
okay,
the smoke game.
maybe you get a Blink on Wraith now. Let's do this, boys. But tier 2 in some peril. Mouse next to their secret shop. I'm not sure if they want to fight here, to be perfectly honest. God pops his ult. In fact, I think they give this tier 2 up and wait for that Dragon Knight ult.
Really
And then,
high damage coming out here, actually.
oh, here we go. Viper ult going to hit NS. And, well, that's going to break it up for now. The question is, does VP want to
No.
breach high ground?
Absolutely no way they're going to do that.
They've
the
been
old,
very...
The old VP would have gone for high
you
ground.
mean the 2 days ago VP?
Yes. The old VP from 2 days ago would have gone high ground and lost there, but
Another
this
couple
VP
minutes left on Roche as well.
is a different VP.
Absolutely. And Silence, is that going to be an ethereal? Please, God, let it be ethereal.
Yeah, he
You
has
think so?
a lot of intelligence.
Yeah.
It hits really hard.
Ever
Of
since they
course-
changed, I've been waiting for ethereal to be picked up on people like Pudge in actual real games. Silencer is a great example of somebody that scales very well into the late game as far as stats are concerned. So, like, how does that work with Glaives of Wisdom? Do you have to manually click?
You can't
You
use them
can't
at
use
all.
it at all.
No.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Huskar used to be the singer. That's
Yeah.
right.
So
Good point.
the thing is, it's a great burst, but he needs to be careful because pretty much his entire team
Relies on physical damage.
Later on, they will rely more and more on that. Of course,
It's a
so
good finisher.
far-
It's almost like an
Yes.
expensive Dagon in a lot of ways.
That's a good way of putting
and
it.
like
I like
put
that.
it in. I mean, any Dagon with an AA ult with Ags is ridiculous. Add
Yes.
Ethereal Blade into that.
It
it's
is
just
really
out of-
good. He
out of
just
the
needs
world.
to be careful not to use it incorrectly, where God is finishing someone off with physical attacks, and the same for the Prophet. They'll start hitting hard now. So far, it's still going to be a great pickup, but this is getting tense. Illidan working on the tier 2 tower bottom. We will see TP defense here from Fata. Illidan, wow, really slow reaction here. Might actually get nope. Not
He's
gonna
just
get
ballsy.
ulted.
It's not slow reaction. It's all
classic,
calculated.
Classic Illidan bait,
It is.
and he wastes their time.
He's only 2k away from that Ethereal.
This
That's,
top
that's
tower
the
is
dream.
probably going to get denied here by God. It's down to 47 HP. He should realize this walking past. He will ping it
Kaboom!
first. Look, guys,
Kaboom!
I checked out the HP.
Good
I will
job,
deny this
God.
tower.
You are a dream.
Nice work, comrade.
All right, Arrow going to scout out Roche, but he's not up for another less than a minute. About 50 seconds or so. And that is going to be a hot area to contest here. Because
Yes.
Aegis and Cheese this time. And, well, AA Blast is going to be used to scout it out as well, but they're not going to find him.
Yeah, not up yet. will, what's the exact spawn timer? Like 40 seconds. So it will spawn when the next time he uses AA ult probably. I'm imagining Jotun will keep scouting it. Even when Mouz is showing on the map, he will want to know when it's up. If he doesn't do that, maybe a Treant from Ars Art should be going in there right from the mid lane right now.
Chrysalis on Pycat, so going straight damage now.
Yeah, he has to.
Daedalus to
choice.
follow, I'm sure. Unless he wants to go double Chrysalis, which we saw in
He is
Ars
their
Art the
only
other
carry.
day.
Viper is not a carry. You can try to build him for late game and he can do decently, but there's just so many better choices for late game.
Yeah.
So Mirana will have to be the hard hitter. I think Fata will be working mainly around being an aura carrier, so he'll probably go for an AC next for the team.
That's the inherent problem for Mouz, though, is they're relying now, going into the very late game, on Mirana and only Mirana, as opposed to VP. Silencer scales well, Dragonite, but Nature's Prophet scales really well.
Dragonite scales really well, actually.
Compared to Nature's Prophet, Wraith King, and Silencer, I don't think so. But he's not like the hard hitter in a lot of ways. He's more like taking the damage kind of guy.
He's a hybrid.
Fortification. Yeah, okay. He's kind of like Wraith King in that regard, I guess. Kind of a hybrid overall. But tier 3 taking some damage from VP, but this might be a team fight, actually. We have a stun on Pos. Just trying to create some space here. Arrow gonna... Oh, it's actually gonna hit. Jot, I'm not sure if they want to jump in here. Here we go. MSS. Global Silence is there. BKB by Pycat to follow. You're not hearing anything. Refresher. Did he pop it again? He did just now. Oh, it's gonna completely whiff, though. Puck dies, buys back immediately. Pycat continue to right-click. Trying to kite as much as he can. NS is gonna pop his ult. Thanks to the death, MSS is here, though, with a beautiful initiation again, doing so much damage to Illin, who pops his Ghost Scepter in the meantime. NS caught in the middle of nowhere, stuck in the base. 2 dead for VP, make it 3. Buybacks, though, for Mouz. That's 2 buybacks. Vayne is dead, so it's actually a 3 for 3. Okay, a 5 for 3, but 2 buybacks for Mouz. So I wouldn't say it's ridiculously in favor of them.
True. They're going to get Roche, though. That's the bigger
true.
deal.
That is true.
I do not understand why VP went for that play right then. Roche was, they knew it was coming up. They scouted it a while ago. They started scouting it, so they knew it was going to be an option for Mouz, and they pretty much just gave it to them on a silver platter here. This is going to be an easy Roche pickup for them. Sure, they had to use 2 buybacks, but still easily favoring them. You see this teamfight recap. They got, even after 2 buybacks, they still got more net worth, they got more experience, and with Roche in the bag, that's a big win for them. Have we seen on the graphs yet that they were actually behind on gold? I can't believe it. They were actually starting to be behind on net worth. But now they get a little bit of a swing back. We're entering 6-4-4 territory, as Lysander would say. Aeol. Good damage. But there's no follow-up available.
What do you think of Puck picking up a Dagon?
I think he should have got a BKB, honestly. He can break the first global with Yules and break the second global with BKB. I think that would have been a better choice.
Maybe it's used to help burst down Silencer once he pops his Ghost Scepter, maybe? I don't know.
It's
I feel like that's more of a pickup when you're ahead as opposed to when it's even.
I agree. 100%.
Or beyond. Or if there's an AA on your team, as we mentioned, but that's not the case. But then again, the Ghost Scepter, I don't know. Maybe that'll come into effect.
That was a cheese, by the way.
Nature's Prophet. Yeah, Viper. Picking, I think. All right, now this is where I start to question whether that is a good choice. I'm not sure. Obviously, Viper is very good at coming back to life and dealing more damage just because his cooldowns are extremely low, but has he fallen off enough to not really matter as much?
The Viper?
I'm not sure. Compared to the Puck and Mirana.
I think we're getting there, and the problem is his net worth. It's not the hero itself, but he's a position 2 on one of the teams, and he is in 6th place on net worth right now. Viper is the type of hero that needs to stay ahead to be a really big threat. Now, Fata is mainly his ultimate. I think what Virtus Pro will be doing a lot of the time, they will ignore him.
Gonna initiate on, or sorry, God's gonna initiate on Pos, and
actually
he goes down.
global that. A little bit surprising.
Yeah,
here
that is
from
surprising.
It's gonna curse Pycat in addition to that, but
you know what? I feel like, can we click on Silencer real quick? I feel like you need to refresh. I don't like the waiting for the cooldown, because if you get caught out, and then you have to use it and then ult, then that puts down your second ult for a hell of a long time, as opposed to taking that initial investment for a little bit longer cooldown on the refresher. What do you feel?
I think in some cases, yes. In this, I don't imagine there's going to be a fight in the next 100 seconds, to be honest. I think VP can easily just avoid it. They have decent aggressive warding. They have a ward up here, so they see if the Dire get out of their base there. They have a ward down here covering the middle area in this direction. That was a great arrow, thank you very much. And as long as they're on the bottom part of the map, I don't even know if there's any smokes available for Mouz anymore. It feels like they've been using a lot of them, so they're going to have to use Moonlight Shadow for that. And that's going to be pretty obvious, because once Pycat goes missing, and he's not farming a lane, he must be in his ult, right? He will be constantly split pushing, so I think VP are going to easily figure out when that Moonlight Shadow will be deployed.
I have to give props to Illidan this match. His global silence / refresher usage has been very on point. He's been layering it quite well. He hasn't been like popping it immediately just to get the procs of Curse of the Silent. Of course, with the BKBs, there's really no reason to do that. You force the BKBs out. I guess it's kind of... I'm not actually sure. It depends on the situation. Mirana pops the BKB after the silence. Do you really care that much as opposed to everybody else that doesn't have BKB? I guess Bane does right now, but... Actually, does Viper have it as well?
Yes.
Okay, so 3 members with...
But it's down to 8 seconds. This is the problem. Mouz's BKBs are starting to fall off. Fata's on 8.
Uh-oh.
Pycat's on 7. Pass is on 7.
They're gonna find God. He gets sheeped. Do they have enough damage to take him out before anything else happens? Yes, indeed. AAL's actually gonna miss as well. A nice phase shift to follow. Jot
him. Uh-oh.
Oh, that Ice Vortex. Huge steal. They might find Jot. Huge. Oh, there's a Cyclone. Gonna ensure the kill.
I am the ultimate jinx. I said they weren't gonna need global and they wouldn't be picked out. Now it's ready. Like, if the global silence is ready there for Illidan, I think they can turn that around. The moment God gets hexed, you global, you force out the BKBs, then if Mouz continue to focus on the Dragon Knight here, you can global again. He can get BKB off, you can maybe turn the fight. But this time Mouz get 2 kills for free. They might lose a tier 2 tower bottom, which was almost down, but if they can start getting something big out of this mid lane, that's going to be absolutely huge for them. Is there a buyback on God? No, there is not. But if this tower falls, he actually will. He has gold for buyback now because of that kill. That could be really important.
Well, fortification's up.
AA does not have buyback, though.
AA up in 25 seconds. They might just want to try to trade this.
Hex on Illidan. Sure. He's out of position.
Oh, no. Illidan. Why? Oh, why, Illidan? Does he have buyback? Okay, he has buyback and double ult to follow. Rax taking some damage. Some TP's out, though. Pause.
Global.
Oh, my God. They're actually going to get a Rax here at bottom, I should say. I don't freaking believe this. Viper's going to pop his BKB. Among other things, God. Finally, the ult's coming out from Silencer. Believe he hasn't popped his second one yet.
He has. And he's used twice.
Okay,
yeah.
so he used both.
But if Pycat dies, it doesn't matter, and he will.
Wow.
Wow. No. He will not.
Oh,
wow.
A-ult, though. A-ult. Pause taking a lot of damage. A-ult's going to hit. Not sure if that's going to be enough.
Not gonna maybe be enough.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, this is going to cut close. This is dealing a lot of damage per se. It will be enough.
You think so?
Yes, I think so. He needs to
like
drop the... Yeah, he'll die. 1, 2,
and this one should do it.
3.
Oh.
Now, last tick.
That is so close. Poor Pycat.
Get
he dies
on my
again.
math level, Suns fan, you scrub.
And he does have a buyback, so keep that in mind. Your math is pretty unparalleled, I have to say, Synderen. Very impressive.
Who bought back?
Well, Silencer and Dragon
Everyone else has it available. There's not going to be a second Raxing here for VP, but they want to try to force them around.
That's the thing. We didn't mention this. Range Rax is the only thing taken out for Mouz.
Yeah, they kept their melee.
Wow, that's...
And the top tier 3, they're playing a late game against a split push lineup with Prophet and AA ult, and arguably Dragon Knight with a Shadow Blade can also split push. Their top tier 3 is at 400 health. Their bottom racks are gone. Their mid tower is full. Once VP start pushing out the lanes, the amount of pressure they can put on this top lane by just porting in Prophet, using Necrobook and Trance, and then running out, he can always force a hero back to base. There are no boots of travel on Mouz's lineup just yet. They have to address that problem. And that's the thing about this game, is that they constantly have new problems to address. They have to item build against their lineup. They have to not item build for themselves, if that makes sense. They had to get BKB on pretty much every hero that didn't necessarily want it. Now they have to get Boots of Travel, even though they don't want it.
Yeah.
So their damage in fights, when your heroes have to get BKB and Boots of Travel, you're investing like 6k gold on items that deal no damage. In late game, Virtus Pro, they will build these big damage items. Arsart actually has the gold right now for Daedalus. Holding on to it for now for buyback, I think.
Did we see Aegis used? I think we did.
Yes, right? Mirana died twice.
Because Pycat had it. Fata still has the cheese.
Not get used, okay.
So that's something to keep in mind for the next fight. And Global Silence is now up. Refresher should be down for a little bit longer, and it is for 25 seconds. But yeah, like you said, Arsart starting to deal a hell of a lot of damage. And it's going to be hard for Mouz to push without like team wiping first, because Nature's Prophet's always just going to be in the other lane. Like at this point, 1 Rax ahead. There's no reason to team fight 5v5 at this point.
When Illidan has 2 hexes, that's going to be absolutely insane.
Oh, that's true. So I saw the ultimate orb, so it's going to be a hex. What do you think about the casual Ghost Scepter in this game? It's essentially for Mirana and nothing else.
And Viper. It's pretty okay against Viper. Sure, you take more damage from the Nether Strike, but if that's just been used, you know that Viper can't hit you either. Yeah, Viper Strike, sorry. Nether Strike is Spirit Breaker's ultimate. Man, what if Viper had that? What if Viper had that?
Then he wouldn't suck so much.
Then he would actually be even worse.
MKB, true, so it's not. So it's not a Daedalus. It's an MKB for AA.
MKB.
Okay. Of course, we saw the.
There are no butterfly. Oh, no, there's a Talisman of Evasion.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The Talisman of Evasion.
But Mirana is not getting butterfly. Looks like.
Is that going to be? Wait, sorry. Is Viper going to get a butterfly, or is it going to get a halberd?
That's a good question. I think he'll get the butterfly, honestly, because he needs to start dealing damage. I don't think Pycat can do it alone anymore.
Yeah.
And Pycat getting the ultimate orb, no matter what he turns this into, it's not a big damage item. It's either a Hex, a Skadi, or a Linken's. And either of those three, I don't know if that's going to be enough damage. I think he's going to get the Hex because they feel like they need it. But
well, keep in mind now God is starting to get DPS items. So
yes.
Of course he had the AC
that's
from a long time
Manta,
ago.
sorry. Manta the final choice, but I don't. Is that good here? He can break.
You can break Curse of the Silent.
Can you break,
one time?
Can you break global with that? I can't even remember.
Global?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think you can, right?
I would think so.
Oh God, I can't remember
That's
that.
a good question.
Silencer gets played so rarely, and some heroes have been changed as far as the interaction.
Yeah,
with,
especially when they're not played.
Manta.
Random things like that could get buffed, and we don't remember. I would say yes, but I've been wrong many times.
I think
before,
it does
so.
break. Yes,
Okay.
it breaks with Manta. Good. Okay, that's how I remembered it.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So
I'm pretty sure Manta breaks it. Yes.
So Basher now on Wraith King. Does he still not have a Blade Dagger? Just going against all of our hopes and dreams.
NS doesn't care.
If he gets the Abyssal, then, you know, it's obviously very helpful for his team. It's
That's
almost like
huge.
another sheep stick, so.
Yeah, it is. Makes you wonder why he isn't getting a sheep stick, actually. But maybe he thinks it's time for him to start carrying, too. Like, in very, very late game, which we're entering now at about an hour playtime, Wraith King can start being a threat, too. And Mouz, they don't have the burst to deal with 3 or 4 cores. And it's actually what they're going up against. This Wraith King now is starting to reach somewhat carry territory. Prophet is full of items. Dragon Knight is 3/4 full. Silencer 3/4 full. And even the AA is getting close to an Ethereal Blade. Like,
well,
really,
so I think
really
Virtus
dangerous.
Pro has the advantage right now, but Mouse has the Roshan advantage.
Yes.
Aegis on Marana again. We're going to have 2 cheeses in the mix. MS has sold something to pick up his cheese. Still working with that level 1 Daggate despite having 6,000 gold. I feel like if you're using an inventory spot for Dagon 1, you should probably upgrade it. Like, what else are you going to do here?
Yeah.
You could get Boots of Travel to help counteract that split push, but that actually might be a good choice. But we'll see what he does.
There's
we go.
the first Boots of Travel.
Okay. Excellent.
Good call. Second.
Wow.
So
let's just start
yeah.
the countdown.
But this is really good analysis from Mouse, right? Because they agree with me. No, because this is what they have to do. They will be under a lot of siege. And when, in most games past the 60-minute mark, Boots of Travel is kind of mandatory, to be honest, because split pushing just becomes a bigger part of the game.
3.
Let's get a third one. Cannot wait for Rubik to get his, and why won't Bane as well? So, well, we'll see if that's going to be the case. Actually, 3.4k gold on Misery. I wonder what he's saving for. Is he going to get a pipe with the cloak, or is he going to get a BKB as well?
I think Pipe's pretty good. It doesn't counteract completely, but the Curse of the Silent actually deals significant damage, especially considering its stack.
Pipe really falls off at 60 minutes. It's
better than nothing.
Since it's a flat
what
block.
What else would you get on him?
Oh, bottom lane, Hex.
Yeah, Hex Initiation on Fata. AA gets the Sprout off. We're having a TP here from somebody with Boots of Travel. Could be anybody at this point, but they're going to blow up
No
Viper.
buyback.
And actually, it's canceled.
He has
so no
buyback in 19 seconds.
Okay, buyback in 19 seconds. 2 BKBs were used for Virtus Pro, though. And, of course, they already have this lane, so I don't think they continue to push.
Yeah.
And especially against an Aegis and 2 cheeses, which Viper did not use because he was sheep and
but
stun the whole time.
this lane is where it's at for Virtus Pro right now.
Yes.
That lane needs to be pushed out so that they can put their split
Well,
push pressure
it's
out.
kind of a pet peeve of mine. When you have bottom or top, you need to go for the opposite lane to help spread it out. I hate it when people go mid. It doesn't make any sense.
Getting 2 sides is generally the best.
Force them to defend the opposite lane while you're pushing the opposite lane. You know what I'm talking about.
It spreads out your pressure a lot more getting 2 sides rather than mid plus a side. I would agree with that. It's really good. Of course, there's that one thing about whether or not you want to pressure mid so that Roshan gets less accessible because you would generally push mid lane more, but in this super late game,
they're going to do just that.
Anyway. Yeah.
They're pushing mid.
We're like, going top is really good.
Oh, Arrow's going to connect on the AA. Are they going to do anything about this? Pycat jumps in with his BKB, right-clicking to his Heart's Content.
Oh, Illidan
pops his
gripped!
ult and his Refresher. NS. Blade Mail's actually doing decent amount of damage here, but Pycat ends up taking out Silencer. Does he have a buyback is the question. Rubik steals the Wraith Fire Blast. No surprise there. Misery going down to the right clicks of God. Pycat finally will die again. Double buyback from Mouse. Silencer's there. I believe he uses his Silencer ult as well.
Pycat is buyback in 15 seconds.
God. Okay. Now things go silent.
Let's catch up. Buyback, Silencer, Viper, Bane, Rubik, Prophet. So 2 for 3.
Game of buybacks.
I think VP wins more out of that, but this is a really risky play.
Indeed, they have fortification and Marana buys back. I think this is the cue for VP to get the hell out of here.
Get the hell out,
NS
guys!
does get ulted, and I think they just leave him here.
Use your blade mill.
Use that blade mail, good sir. He doesn't use it, and he
There
dies.
we go, at 1%.
Well,
Oh,
that's
Dragon
still-
Knight,
oh
arrow.
boy, arrow into God, set up by the Nightmare. Mjolnir is applied to him, dealing a little bit of damage, but the BKB is going to mitigate a lot of that for Fata as the right clicks continue, this time on Arsart, who's trying to take him out, but no! Triple kill for Pycat, who's dealing so much damage. Virtus Pro with 4 dead. I almost said Virtus Throw. Thank you.
They have
Thank you,
3
Zylar.
buybacks. They're not going to lose anything. They will force... Yeah, we're going to have the buybacks forced here by Mouz,
Yes.
but I think Virtus Pro with those deaths are just making it harder than it had to be. I think they got what they came for. When they forced 3 buybacks,
I
they
think
made...
you leave Wraith King. Yeah.
They used... What did they use? They used the Aegis, they used one of the cheeses.
Backdoor protection, good
Yeah,
sir.
and they
Run
can't
away.
A ult. Not flying out just yet. He's actually faking right now with the buyback, not throwing the ult yet. And if Paz gets hit, he's actually dead. Curse, not going to hit anything.
Arrow.
Oh god, this is a really tense moment for
Nothing.
both teams. Mouz going for it. Blink in from MSS.
Blink, Hex, Illidan taking the Dagon 1 damage, not a whole lot to speak of. MSS on the run. Fortification's going to save the racks, at least for now. The creeps, the illusions, what they really have to worry about. They're going to get the racks, it looks like. Oh my god, yes! So Mouse Sports evens it up as far as racks are concerned. Whew, this game's intense, man.
Yeah, and they're not going back. They're going for the
Oh
smoke.
my god, here we
Illidan!
go! Illidan getting caught out again. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. Ault, nothing's going to come of it because he gets Fiend's Grip. 3 dead for Virtus Pro. Mouse continuing on the run here. God popped his BKB. They're going to go for bottom lane racks. They're taking it easy. Or taking it conservative, I guess is the best way to put it. NS gets a stun off on Pycat. I don't think he can defend this by
Misery!
himself. Oh my god, Bane gets destroyed!
And now
Pycat in the
Pycat!
meantime. Wraith King and God together. Defending bot lane. I don't believe it. A nice Yule's going to
Dragon
dodge the
Tail's ready.
stun.
Oh boy, he will
Phase
silence
shift,
first, I think.
Blink.
Oh, he gets tailed.
Gets the stun off. MSS goes down. Defense successful for
11
Virtus
viewers
Pro.
have received a prize. World record. Tier 4s have dropped.
Oh my god. Okay, so next time Virtus Pro pushes, they don't go for racks, they go for GG. And
But
I
it's-
think,
Oh my...
how many cheeses are left?
One.
I know Viper used it. We had
None.
one on Puck.
None.
Okay, so Puck already used his.
They've
or
used
hers
both
or its.
cheeses.
So they got nothing. So it's a 5v5. I think it's down to buybacks in a lot of these cases, but you cannot let Roshan be taken out if you're Virtus Pro, or else this might be GG next
I think
time.
they're going to go for the game before Roche even spawns.
Yeah, I
There's
agree.
80 seconds on Puck, 50 on Bane. Have they kept track of the buybacks is the question. There is no
Nobody's
buybacks.
kept track of these buybacks. You kidding
Only
me?
Puck.
It's ridiculous.
Puck has buybacks.
Unless they have a manager behind them taking notes, which actually might be the case now
Shout
that I
out
think
to
about it.
71.
Actually, Murata going for some late game lifesteal. Unless she has something on the courier, a Satanic would be really big here, but I don't think she's going to have enough
Pro,
gold to
there
finish
is
this off.
buyback on Puck. They can take this fight 3-on-4 if they want to buy back. I think they're going to have to. The mid barracks are just going to fall. This tower has 1 hit in HP.
Okay, they might actually go for racks since the tier 3's down
Oh boy,
here.
Illidan is out in 15 with double ulti. He can do a lot from across the map.
Absolutely. He's up in 12 seconds, as you talked about. This Rax is dead. Arrow's going to hit NS. He has his ult. He'll be back regardless of the
Buyback
fact.
from the Puck.
These illusions are destroying these racks. So mid-rack's down completely. Pycat's getting destroyed by God. Finally, the force staff comes out, or whatever
Global.
God's name that was. AL to follow. Not sure if it
MSS is
hit.
down
Did
again.
it hit Marana? I'm not sure. Fata pops his BKB on the run, actually keeping out in his own base. That's never a good
He's
sign.
stunned.
The stun. Fata, this might be GG for Virtus Pro now. They're going to continue here. Nature's Prophets here. Silencer,
over.
pop the ult already. Marana and Bane, the last to survive.
my
GG's come out. Virtus Pro. What am I watching? I don't understand Dota anymore. I don't understand it.
What a roller coaster of emotions that was. Great game by both teams.
Oh, both teams played well, as Rashid Wallace
thank you,
would say.
Thank you, Mott, for the great notes. Both teams are playing well.
Wow.
IX Mike is feeding.
Oh my god, I need to catch my breath after that game. Virtus Pro on the
Unbelievable.
verge of 3-0ing Mouse Sports. Nobody would have guessed this. Nobody, except for maybe Virtus Pro. But
Give us a break.
all right, let's just breathe. Just take a breath, Cinderin.
I
Take
need
a
a drink.
breath.
I need a drink.
Yeah, we need to take some
Please cut to break
monster
production.
shots, please.
We will be back with game 3 in a short moment. Hope you guys enjoyed that game. Make sure you don't die out of excitement like we are.
Yes.
Get me some water. Thank you.